Good morning. I'd like to call the Finance Committee meeting to order. Roll call.
Mr. Eckhoff?
Present.
Mr. Dunnell? Present. Mr. Hess? Present. Ms. Polk? Ms. Weber? Ms. Parker?
She just bounced off.
Okay. Mr. Seroy? Present. Mr. Swanson? Present. Mr. Featherling? Present. Mr. Miller? Mr. Long? Present. Mr. Hunter? Ms. Foster? Ms. Summer Earps? Mr. Wheeler? Mr. Alexander Hildebrand? Present. Ms. Parker?
Here.
We have a quorum.
We have a quorum. Can I have a motion to allow Tinker Parker via Zoom? Motion by Mr. Swanson, second by Mr. Long. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next up is public comment. See no public comment in the back. Next is approval of minutes from February 28th of 2024. Motion by Mr. Hunter, second by Mr. Dunnell. Any additions or corrections? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next up is the Finance Department with Mr. McCarty. In your packet, you have all the financial reports. Good morning, Steve. I can't blame it on Nick this month.
It's not liking me today. Good morning.
Good morning.
First up, we'll have the normal miscellaneous financial reports. I don't have anything specific. I know somebody has any questions here. Pretty good news overall, pretty consistent to prior trend. So update at this point. If there's any questions on it.
Question by Mr. Hunter.
Not a question, but a comment. Yeah, actually a question. Steve, and thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Do we have any forthcoming funds in terms of any kind of lawsuits or settlements or anything at all that you're aware of?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Questions?
And is PPRT, are we on pace for what you're projecting for this year?
Yeah. Yeah, that adjustment continues. It was supposed to be about $1.7 million change, so we'll see between prior year activity and then current activity, so we'll see how that flows. It's kind of hard to predict right now, the way they've been handling that. So.
All right, next up, any other questions? Cash flow update.
Yeah, you have the cash flow update through February, extended out to August at this point, in the first couple of tax distribution months. So obviously, if you look at the bottom line, there's absolutely no issue or concern there. So just an update. So it's all good news at this point. So if there's any questions,
Chairman Wheeler.
Thank you. This has to do with the cannabis use tax. Is there the lag? So like I'll use an example for February of 24. Is that actually sales in December, or is that the month we see in there reportable? Is it for
like the sales tax
that month?
I believe use tax flows the same timeline as sales tax. I'm trying to find it.
So there's a couple month lag.
Yeah.
Because they were not charging the county portion, and so when we found that, it was switched by the Department of Revenue for the first of the year. So that's why I was trying to gauge whether that started.
Actually, it's hard for me to confirm that because I have yet to find the report similar on like the Department of Revenue that has all these other reports on it. They have not listed that separately at this point, so these are mainly going by collection.
So yeah, we should maybe check after March is complete.
So
January, February, March, yeah. So it would probably show in April if it is on the same schedule as sales.
That's my assumption, but like I said, it's hard to. I haven't been able to find.
It's just so new. Yeah. Okay.
And to your point, you're talking about this could be just the quarter of 1% compared to the 3 point whatever percent. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we expect a change here soon with that.
Any other questions? Next up is claims recommended and not recommended for approval. Mr. Donald?
Move that we combine and approve.
Motion to combine and approve, second. Mr. Long. Let's read these into the record, Steve.
Friedman.
Yep.
The first one, Hervis Condon and Bersani for $1,237.50. You're not hearing me?
It's on.
Okay, sorry. Usually my voice picks up. All right, so I back it down. So Hervis Condon and Bersani, $1,237.50. Kankakee County Health Department, $119. Bernard E. Ryan DDS, $122. Doormasters for $18,524. PSI for $28,200. Cintas for $284.23. Kankakee County Treasurer for internal credit card, $647.17. Rise and Thrive Wellness for $800. And we have two for Lax Mortuary, one for $2,500 and the other one for $2,350.
And there was this one right here. The credit card for Borchardt.
Well, this is the top cover for that one.
Oh, okay, so it's the same.
It's
Okay.
the same. Yeah.
Any comments from the committee on the claims? Mr. Hunter?
Yeah, no merit whatsoever in terms of the rationale for denial or questions he had.
Do you have a specific one that you're
No,
asking?
it seems like they were just, woo, a lot of comments.
Yeah, I try and, I'm not going to try to interpret.
Okay, enough said.
Any other comments? Anything from department heads? If not, roll call.
Mr. Eckhoff?
Aye.
Mr. Duddle? Mr. Hess? Ms. Parker?
Aye.
Mr. Searoy? Mr. Swanson? Mr. Featherling? Mr. Long? Mr. Hunter? Ms. Foster? Mr. Wheeler? Motion carries.
Motion carries. Next up is monthly claims. That's in a separate tab on your tablet, just so you know. Can I have a motion to approve? Motion by Mr. Hunter, second by Mr. Swanson. Any discussion? Any highlights on the claims? It looks like it's business as normal. If not, roll call.
Mr. Eckhoff?
Aye.
Mr. Dunnell? Mr. Hess? Ms. Parker?
Aye.
Mr. Searoy? Mr. Swanson? Mr. Featherling? Mr. Long? Mr. Hunter? Ms. Foster? Mr. Wheeler? Motion carries.
Motion carries. Next up is tax year 2023 property tax abatement. Can I have a motion to approve? Motion by Mr. Swanson, second by Mr. Hess. Any comments on this?
Just a little input for series 2011, 12, and 12A. This will be the final year of payment for those final abatement time. So 2007 continues on for a few more years, and then series 2022 obviously just started with the animal control building. So so good news, we'll be paying those off, the final payments this year for 11, 12, and 12A. That's for the coroner building and the sheriff administration and initial part of the jail.
And that's roughly $1.4 million.
Rounded up, yes.
Yep. So that's some good stuff there. Any other comments from people on the committee? Chairman Wheeler.
So this is the final, I want to say action necessary, so this falls right off of people's tax bill. Promised, did the first few steps, now the delivering comes in. So I believe Steve was at, on a $100,000 house, it was around $600. It was, if it was all houses, obviously there's businesses and vacant land, but if you were at, just give it some type of point of reference, so it's not just a little bit of money.
So, yeah, when you abate something, you're taking it off the tax roll is what we're doing.
It will not even show up on the tax bill, so it's not like we're cutting checks or sending cash cards. We're not even putting it on the tax bill to start with.
Right.
Thank you.
And just to highlight, that's another reason why the tax levy was a negative for the first time in county history as well last year, that we passed a negative tax levy. And for last year and this year combined, it's roughly about $2.9 million that we paid in long-term debt, right, Steve? Right about
Yeah,
there?
Right about, yep.
So that's historic. Any other comments?
Again, every time we discuss this, and there's some benefit to the constituents in the county, you guys need to do a press release to inform our people. It's good for us to know that and the action we've taken, but you know, we have 106,000 people in this county, and I think they have a right to know what this august body is doing to enhance their quality of life fiscally.
Thank you, Steve. You're still going?
Appropriate comment?
Yeah. All right, roll call.
Mr. Eckhoff?
Aye.
Mr. Dennell? Mr. Hess? Ms. Parker?
Aye.
Mr. Searoy? Mr. Swanson? Mr. Featherling? Mr. Long?
Aye.
Mr. Hunter? Ms. Foster? Mr. Wheeler? Motion carries.
Motion carries. Next up is FY 2023 General Fund and Special Fund Budget Amendments.
All right.
Craig, did you have something?
I saw your hand. No.
No,
Oh,
okay.
sorry.
You're good.
Okay, so these are, while we're on the subject, we're updating the budget to the activity. So obviously we paid off debt last year, Series 2009 in total. And then some of the other activities, revenue-wise, I know that Treasurer Africano has mentioned how much interest that he has brought in. That is reflected in this amendment. There's been an increase as we've watched in the bed rental program. There's also been a number of new grants come on board during the course of the year. So, you know, these changes are all reflective. Those are some of the major changes and highlights throughout both revenue expense on how it affects, you know, both sides. So and then the special funds as well. We usually pass all this together, you know, originally. So I put it together, and usually the resolution that gets passed reflects both general fund and special funds. So, you know, if there's any specific questions about anything in any of the amendments.
Any questions for Steve? If not, can I get a motion to amend the budget for 2023? Motion by Mr. Long, second by Mr. Dunnell. Discussion at all? Roll call.
Mr. Eckhoff?
Aye.
Mr. Dennell? Mr. Hess? Ms. Parker?
Aye.
Mr. Searoy? Mr. Swanson? Mr. Featherling? Mr. Long?
Aye.
Mr. Hunter? Ms. Foster? Mr. Wheeler? Motion carries.
Motion carries. Anything else, Steve?
That's all I had. Anybody else had any questions? All right.
Thank you very much. Next up is the Treasurer's Office. You can see the reports that the Treasurer has. Can I have a motion to combine and approve? Motion by Mr. Featherling, second by Ms. Parker. All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Treasurer Africano.
Hey everybody, sorry I couldn't be there with you today in person. I don't really have much to offer today except that tax bills are getting ready to be printed here in the next month and a half. And I guess the most interesting thing is we have a bill. There's a bill in the legislature was just introduced that would allow the county to keep the proceeds of all interest earned on our bank accounts, which would be very beneficial for us. So we're hoping that that progresses through the legislature. I think that's really all we have right now. I'll entertain any questions.
So with that legislation, we don't have to divvy up that interest
Correct.
to the other taxing
Correct.
bodies, is what you're saying. Okay.
Correct. Yep. As it stands right now, all interest we make on tax collection gets prorated to all taxing bodies. ARPA funds or any other funds of the county, we don't have to obviously divvy up. But tax collection we do.
Chairman Wheeler.
Thank you. That was something I was going to mention to the committee. We had, you know, the choosing of the bank accounts. I'll back up and how those investments are made falls to Nick, and he's done a great job with that. You know, the interest rates when they jumped up, we took full advantage, and I believe our interest number was about $400,000. That is money we made off of mainly ARPA and actually having money in the bank for a change. Wow, there's a novel idea. We have money in the bank, so that 400 grand is money that will be applied to the general fund, obviously. Mm-hmm. So it's not, it doesn't have to go out to back to the, it doesn't have a ARPA use. It doesn't have to go back to the feds. So I thought that I was going to let everybody know that that was great news, and it's not just this year. You know, the policies that you put in place on reimbursement obviously allow that money to sit there, and you make money on the interest until it's actually dispersed to the recipients. So,
well, to your point, Andy, we had a long meeting, about 3 weeks ago with one of our banks, and there's a fair amount of money that's sitting out there that we don't necessarily have total control over, but we have some influence over, and there's just a lot more opportunity out there for us to take idle money and turn it into something usable. And Steve and I have had some conversations, and without hamstringing the county, money that doesn't need to be liquid for 90 days needs to be invested. And so, like for tax collection this year, we will sweep every dollar in tax collection on a nightly basis into a high yield money market. So we'll have 60 days essentially of high yield interest on $210 million. So yeah, we're trying to use the market to our advantage right now.
Any other comments from the committee or questions? Mr. Alexander.
I give you a lot of credit, Nick. Great job.
Thanks, Matt.
Anyone else? Anything else, Treasurer?
That's it. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
All right, thank you very much. Next up, Auditor's Office. Nobody. Other business? Old and new business. We have a declaration of surplus vehicle from the maintenance department. Would you like to talk about this, Wes?
Thank you. So this came out of my committee. We want to declare we've got a 1997 Chevy C3500. It's a small box truck, and it really hadn't been used in a while. So I had approached my committee after having some discussion. It's got 50,000 miles on it, so it's relatively low miles. Obviously, not relatively, extremely low for the age. So yeah, we'd like to declare that surplus, and with the hopes of getting my department something else down the line.
Motion to approve by Mr. Hunter, second by Mr. Swanson. Any discussion or questions for Wes? If not, roll call.
Mr. Eckhoff?
Aye.
Mr. Dennell?
Aye.
Mr. Hess?
Aye.
Ms. Parker?
Aye.
Mr. Searoy?
Aye.
Mr. Swanson? Mr. Featherling?
Aye.
Mr. Long?
Aye.
Mr. Hunter? Ms. Foster? Mr. Wheeler? Motion carries.
Motion carries. Thank you very much, Wes.
Thank you.
Anything else from the committee? If not, Mr. Hess, motion to adjourn, second by Mr. Featherling. All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank Thank you, everybody. Yeah.